This is the Radio Networkers panel. We have DJ Zingerberg, Crescendo, and Nash. Would you like to introduce yourselves and tell us what you do, please?
I'm Nash. I'm the lead developer and site director for Everfree Network. So I do all the coding and make sure the site looks good and design likability, layouting, and stuff like that.
I'm Crescendo. I'm one of the hosts of Everfree Network, and I'm also a program liaison with about half of the programs on our site. I basically just chat with some of them and help them get their shows on the live stream and what have you.
I'm Zingerbert. I'm the current manager of Equestrian Music. I also DJ. There's been the second year I've played here. That was last night. Don't know if anyone caught it. That's about it, really. We post music and stuff. We're trying to get people who aren't as well known out there, rather than just posting all the popular musicians all the time.
Okay, we're going to be running the Q&A.
Same as usual. We have one of our staff up with the mic in the corner. He's giving us a wave right now. If you want to head over to him and get your questions screened through to him, please. Anyone?
No questions.
Yeah. Yeah. Head up to the guy in the corner then, please. Okay. If you have a question, head up to the guy in the corner with the microphone, and he will screen your question through. Okay? Oh, here we go. Yep.
We've got one. That means we can drag this out for about an hour, right?
Yeah.
We can stretch this out for an hour. Yeah, let's have a good old conversation.
This better be a good question.
To be honest, everyone's all interested in Smash Bros, as expected.
Yeah, no, I'm missing
Smashing
that for this.
I don't know. Okay.
Good question right
There we go.
Hello? Hello there, this is Cider Barrel. What recording software do you use and what microphone do you use? So mostly, for instance, Audacity or anything more professional?
For us, we just use, to talk to each other, we use a program called Mumble, is probably well known, and we use the built-in recording software in that. And as for recording equipment ourselves, the official EFN microphone at this point, considering so many people have it, is the Blue Yeti.
I do use Audacity too, but Mumble, it has a feature where you can record every person's track individually, so it makes it easier to remove noise and mix it together and edit it. Audacity and then video editing, I think it's Premiere.
Our podcast it's mainly just me mixing tracks together. So we don't I mix things through my controller through a external sound card into Audacity, really. When we start doing a proper podcast, I'm going to be using a crappy HP headset because I'm cheap, right? I can't.
Okay, for those who just arrived, if you have questions, just head over to the guy in the corner with the microphone and we'll screen them through. Does anyone else have any questions at the moment?
Do you have a question, Emerald?
Yeah? Okay.
Are there any fan-made songs that you've really been inspired and just loved from the community?
DJ Guest App's remix of Raise This Barn, just from how it changed it being a really upbeat country song to it being a really, really dark and depressing trance song. That was absolutely amazing. I guess Tombstone's remix of Smile as well. That was always a good one.
Well, I find it hard to play favorites in the music community because I love all aspects of music, but I have a little bit of bias for my good friend Eileen Monty and all of her songs.
Yeah, Monty. Also, there's a lot of good stuff. Mando has some really good tracks. Sim Gratina has a lot of good stuff, but there's a lot. I have a bunch of favorites on our radio system that I sometimes play. So it's 200 tracks or something. So I can't really pick one favorite.
Okay. Let's get some easy questions out of the way. How did you guys get into the fandom, and what do you do do now? How do you get into what you do now?
I found it through the music. Like, it was on 4chan, I think someone posted up one of Tombstone's remixes, and I was like, this is all right. I'll watch an episode, and then I'll watch the season in about a day, and then I couldn't wait for season 2. And then I started buying merch and et cetera, et cetera. I've been mixing and stuff since I was about 16, but that was when I was using like a mouse and virtual DJ. And then once I got my student finance through, I used it all for totally educational needs and bought myself a controller. And then last year, I had a chat with Saturn, and I asked if I could DJ, and he said yeah. And then some shenanigans occurred, which we can't go into. And then I played again this year. So it's a pretty good way to get into it.
Well, I got into the fandom by being introduced by a friend, as most people are, and how I got to working with the Everfree Network crew, well, I was one of the people who helped found it, and we all met in an IRC one day, and this led to a Skype call, which eventually led to being on the Mumble program, and eventually being led to creating our own podcast.
Yeah, I was doing StarCraft 2 stuff, like making custom maps. I had like this project that took like 4 months, and I was doing that 2011. No, I don't remember. Yeah, 2011, during the summer. So I was in a chat for custom map stuff, and a guy asked me if I was a brony, and like, what is that? And he's like, oh, it's this and this. You should check out the show. I'm like, okay, I'll give it a try. I was like, I really liked Twilight as a character, so I was like, oh, this is pretty good, and I just kept watching it, and I just like watched all of season 1 basically in one go. And then I started like looking at other stuff and like, oh, how can I contribute? And I ran into like the Everfree Radio guys at the time and started hanging out in that Mumble and doing whatever random stuff I needed doing. And then I just started doing more and more stuff and using like my programming skills to build stuff. It's just like, oh, we could do this, and then I would just do it. So yeah.
Okay, we've got some questions coming up now.
I have 2 questions. What is the best show you have ever been involved in?
Sorry, what was that?
What's the best show you have ever been involved in?
The best show you've ever been involved in, right?
Yes.
Like, I guess as a show, like cartoon show, or do you mean like a stage show or what?
Yeah, just on the podcast.
I haven't really been involved in many podcasts. Like I say, I've only really been doing the stuff for Equestrian Music. I've sent some to other networks, but they haven't been picked up for whatever reason. So I guess the one for Equestrian Music, like we've had like loads of hits and plays and stuff. So it's always nice to get feedback from it as well.
See, I don't really partake in many shows outside of just hosting things for Everfree Network. There is one show I am a regular host on, which is Blue Screen Bronies. We're a gaming podcast, so I love them both. Really, it's a pleasure to take part on them both.
I don't do like much hosting, that sort of stuff. I've done a few episode reviews for our like, in-house podcast, but mostly like I'm a tech guy. I do coding or sit in a chair during conventions and push buttons. So it's not my strength to do that sort of thing, but I can do it on occasion. But I've only done like a few episode reviews.
We do actually believe he's a robot.
Okay, and your second question?
Well, my other question was of the opposite. What is your worst show you have ever been involved in?
Oh, your worst. Okay.
So the only one I've been involved in. That's the best and the worst. That works, I guess.
Well, since I've only been involved in 2 and I love them both, I've not got a worst.
You have to pick one. Do it. Pick it.
No.
Pick your favorite child.
You can only have one favorite. That's how this works.
They're mutually exclusive.
Fine, I'd have to say Blue Screen Bronies because I helped start us as Everfree Network, that is. But I still love them.
For me, it's like, the best and the worst is the same. So it's just the one.
Okay, next question, please. You guys have questions? Yeah? Oh, okay.
Is that Tom Baker?
I think it is. He's not quite sure what he's doing. Anyways, sorry.
Best cosplay of the year.
I'm hoping to get some jelly babies.
You jelly.
Hello? Oh, that is working. In the ever-changing world of radio and networking, how difficult is it to stay fresh in the industry?
Not too difficult. I mean, like, our podcast is just singularly music, so we can change it up for different genres, and we can have special ones where we dedicate each one to, like, an artist. So, I mean, like, you're always going to get requests for, like, all the fan favorites. Like, people are always going to want Tombstone and Glaze and even Monty and stuff like that. But, like, because of our website, we try and bring out people who aren't as known. So most people haven't even heard of stuff. It's the stuff that gets like 100 views and isn't that well mixed and stuff like that. But we put it in there anyway, just so people can get the names out there. So it's pretty easy for us to stay fresh, you know.
Well, for our radio side, it's fairly automated for the most part. We do have people adding songs every single day where we find new tracks, and they will get played till they reach a similar play amount as more popular things. We do also have a request system and a favorite system and a like and dislike system. And as for the networking side of things, we're ever expanding, so we're always finding something new to do.
Yeah, our radio system, it has a lot of math behind it, so you interact with it. And also when you add new tracks, they usually a track only plays once per 11 hours to make sure there's not too much repeat. A new track gets played every 5 hours until it's gotten to the 5 plays, and it gives people opportunity to vote on it. And if they vote it up, then it's going to play more because it's more popular and that sort of stuff. And yeah, we're bringing on more shows. We're doing news and PMB posting. Music posting, all kinds of stuff. So we're expanding. That's why we used to be just Everfree Radio. We had our podcast, and now we expanded to a network that does a bunch of different things. So I'd say we keep up and always try to improve.
Okay, next question, please.
My question is going to be on budget software and microphones for voice acting, if that's applicable here. Thank you very much. My question would be along the lines of, if I was going to be starting out in voice acting for a film that I'm working on, which is a My Little Pony Ace Attorney crossover, what would you suggest in terms of audio editing software and microphones, etc., for voice acting, sir? On a budget, that is.
Microphones aren't really my thing, but the best and cheapest option to go for would be Audacity, just because it's free. It's got most of the effects that you're going to need, and all of them have parameters that you can change and fine tune everything the way you need to.
Yeah, for the most part, I'm just a host, not really an editor, but I have heard great things about Audacity. A lot of us do use it, and as for a microphone, the Blue Yeti is a bit expensive for someone on a budget. As the VA said yesterday, though, the Snowball should be a good starting place for you.
Yeah, you can use Audacity or GarageBand if you're on a Mac. Monty likes that.
Mm-hmm.
But I just use Audacity if I need to do any audio stuff, but I don't do all that much of it. It's been working for me.
Okay, next question, please.
Hello. Looking back at all the work you've done, what would you say is the piece of work you're the most proud of?
I guess getting 3,000 likes, as bad as that sounds, because like we're not like you guys. We don't have like the massive website with all the system, like the proper system. We've got a Facebook page and my SoundCloud, like 4 of them, because we keep running out of space. Getting 3,000 likes is a pretty big step for us, because like we're getting like more and more likes every day. So the fact that we're getting more likes means that new artists are able to get out there, even if it is just like a small amount of people, because the amount of times that I spam the page, I like half of them are gonna have to have hidden it by now. So I guess that, just like getting new artists out there and getting 3,000, that was a really big milestone for us.
One of my proudest moments of our network was probably when we did move from radio to network, when we were growing and we decided we need to stop being a radio and start being a network. And it was just a really big step for us. We moved sites, we had a lot of new features we wanted to implement, and that was when we started really streaming cons as well. So yeah, that was a pretty big step for us.
Yeah, I'm very proud of the website, because I put a lot of work into that. Like when we're moving from like radio to network, as Christian said, I basically like, okay, our site is not doing what you need it to do. Like, we're not a podcast anymore, we're a network, so we need to like have a new site. So like redesigned everything and made it like, work on mobile and all kinds of different sizes and everything. So it's I'm very proud of it. It's like a state-of-the-art sort of the website. So it's that'd be my thing. But
okay, next question.
I've actually got 2 questions. How was the idea of creating a radio born?
The website wasn't actually mine initially. It belonged to Harvey, who is, well, he used to own it and then he gave control to me. He initially just wanted to make it as just being a way of just like posting songs and getting things out there, and that got them guest of honor last year here. And then once I took over, I was initially trying to start my own little network, and that didn't turn out too well. So we changed Equestrian Music just to like being for like breakthrough artists, and that's pretty much about it.
Well, initially we weren't actually just going with a radio. We were mainly going to be a podcast, and the radio came a little afterwards as something that we thought, hey, we could also do this for the site. And honestly, now we've put so much time and effort into it, and it's came along really well. I'm very glad we did.
Oh, it's like the radio. It was actually like people sent us emails or whatever about, because we were called Everfree Radio and we didn't have like a radio station. Hey, why are you called Everfree Radio and why don't you have a radio station? Like, oh, let's make one. So first off, we just had like a folder. It would just pick random files from a folder. And I was like, yeah, we can do better. And so that's when I started doing like the database where you can gather all kinds of statistics. You can have requests and other stuff. So it's become like one of our main features. But it wasn't like part of our site from the beginning. But now it's like one of the biggest draws.
Okay, thank you. And one more question. When can we expect a new show on Everfree called Coding Hour with Nash?
Never.
Oh, come on.
You already got a YouTube video. It's like, yeah, you can watch my face, like, be emotionless for 5 minutes. Yay.
This question is for Nash. What do you find helps you concentrate most when you're coding?
I don't know. I don't have problems concentrating. I'm very like a one-track sort of person. Like, I really focus on one thing, and everything else sort of gets drowned out. So someone like they like to do that at cons sometimes. Like, I'm really focused. Someone just stands behind me and lurks, and they go into the IRC and just start typing stuff like, "I'm standing behind you," and I'm like, what? So I haven't seen them because I'm just so focused on one thing. So I don't have problems concentrating. It's more the opposite. Like, I concentrate really well, and then I shut everything else out.
That we could never call him One Track because he'd get so confused. He'd get so mixed up with another of our staff members, One Track.
An A-Track. It's like they're combined.
Okay, next question, please.
Question for Nash. Will you be doing a sequel to Kittens and Bags?
I don't know what that would be.
Kittens and Boxes, clearly.
You just can't like repeat that glory. It's just, no. It's just, you don't do that. It's already like the pinnacle of music, and just making a sequel just cheapens it, you know.
So what you're saying is we don't need any more music?
No, it's just music is over. It's like the whole thing. It's over. Like stop it. What are you doing?
Would you be able to sing it live?
What?
Would you be able to sing it live now?
I don't know. If we don't have much else to do, I can sing it, but if we do have questions, then we should get to those.
It looks things they think I want you to do it.
Yeah, you've got to do it now.
Yeah, I guess. We don't have any questions, so why not? Kittens, kittens in bags, cute kittens. Kittens in bags, cute kittens in bags, cute kittens in bags.
You know, the first time he showed that to us, we actually couldn't believe it was him singing it.
I must admit, that was a bit of an experience, that one. Okay, does anyone else have any questions? I don't think we're going to get him to sing again. Anyone? No? Okay. I think everyone's still busy with that Smash Bros tournament, I bet.
So, how's the weather?
Hi, Governor, you having a giggle, mate?
I know. How about we ask the questions to the audience? It just says Q&A, but it didn't say which way it's going.
How many of you actually know who the hell I am? That'll do. Yes, you. That's good enough. I think everyone else is here for you guys.
Did you want to explain more about Equestrian Music, just to get yourself out there?
At the minute, we're just at a Facebook page. We have, like I said, about 3,000 likes at the minute. We try and get breakthrough artists like that out there, because like most places seem to just initially post. I've already said all this before, haven't I? Like they post like Tombstone, Glaze, etc., and we want to get other people out there like Mist Flare and other people. So if anyone does actually if anyone here is an artist and they do actually want to get some music out there, just send it to us. We'll get it posted up and we'll just keep putting it out there so you get more views and more fans.
Sounds good. And let's carry on with the Q&A. Let's make this a bit more fun. Let's go to the Q&A the other way. I like this idea.
So are you guys enjoying the con so far?
Yeah. Are you having a giggle, mate? Having a laugh, are we?
He's been stuck on that one line all weekend.
It's so funny. Like, you do the British, like, stereotype British stuff.
If there's one thing I've learned from this con, is don't mention the F word. If you're at the voice actors Q&A, don't mention the F word.
You mean the word fun?
Fun.
What have you done? No fun allowed.
Whenever they said it. They started saying it by accident.
I couldn't resist a chance to abuse my power.
Do it. We can get some more chants going.
Please don't jump.
Oh. Have we got more questions from the audience?
Okay, this is a very silly question, but Nash, I heard a little rumor that you are from Sweden.
Yeah, I'm from Sweden.
Hej, hur mår du?
Jag mår bra.
Ja, det var allt jag hade att säga.
Okay.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
That's like the best question we've had today.
I am Swedish, hello. I can do the Swedish accent. It actually takes more effort to do the Swedish accent than the American one, though. Because when we speak English, this is how I speak English. It's actually harder to speak with a Swedish accent. But.
Yeah, it's funny. He sounds a lot more American in person than he does online.
Oh, my mic is terrible, so I sound weird in general.
We've got another guy going around with a question. I think he's making his way from the top stalls, and then he should be here shortly. Hopefully, if he doesn't get lost, because this building is a very confusing place, especially if you're staff and you're going around the back rooms. Those corridors are a maze. So yeah, how are you guys enjoying the con though?
Oh, I'm loving it, yeah, especially the concerts.
It's very different for me because usually, like, I sit in a chair for 3 days doing like streaming stuff or taping down cables or whatever else random stuff needs doing. So, I mean, this con I'm just being like going around doing stuff and going like partying. So, like, usually we have to be like the last people leaving and the first people there. So it's like you're there until 3 a.m. and then you like arrive at 9 in the morning. And you don't get much sleep, and you just stay like at the main stage the whole time. But
it's really been a laugh, really. I mean, the lunar eclipse last night was amazing. I think ending with Smash Mouth was a very good idea by me. My girlfriend ended up bringing some Shrek ears, so I put those on when I played it. That went pretty well.
Okay, we've got.
Hi, yeah, I've got a question for all of you actually. How did you get involved with your networks, and how has it changed your life in terms of like, do you see it as a profession? Is it like your full-time job, that sort of thing? How did you get involved? Like, for example, I recently became an editor for Blue Screen Bronies. I mean, it's not a really big thing, but that was literally just off a Twitter feed, and then I, applied through email, and then that's how I got involved with that. What's your take? How did you get involved with your networks?
I initially got involved after meeting Harvey at Buck last year. I sent him a couple of my original tracks, and then we just sort of like networked from there, and then he invited me to come on as an admin. It ended up that he left, and I'm now running the site along with Pipsqueak, who you may all know, who did a couple of live things yesterday, including a stand-up show, I believe. I wouldn't really consider it like a full-time job, mainly because it is just a Facebook page. So, like, we just post stuff up, people like it and share it, and then all of that. It's not a full-time job, it's more of a hobby, really.
Yeah, well, as I said earlier, I initially got involved with Everfree Network by helping create Everfree Radio, and we started off in an IRC chat, which moved to Skype, then to Mumble, and eventually, I forget who, but it was one of us saying, we should start a podcast after listening to another friend's podcast. And that's basically how we came about. And things have started to change ever since we took on new crew. It's crazy going into Mumble and seeing a good 20, 30 people in there, and constantly as well. But it's always welcome to meet new faces and great to interact with them too.
As I said, like, I started hanging out in the Mumble and doing whatever needed doing. And first, I think the first thing I did was, A-Track had a video that he wanted someone to look over. So I took a look at it, and I made, a big list of things that, okay, you should do this, you should do this. So I started doing sort of, quality assurance stuff where I would fix minor things on the website and that stuff. And I started doing more coding, like building our new radio system, and even bigger stuff like redesigning the whole website. So it's sort of advanced from random minor site stuff to basically running the website.
Eventually he built so much we now consider him a wizard. And a robot as well, so.
It's not a full-time job. I have a full-time job, but I'm at work coding for 8 hours a day, and then I get home and I code some more. It's not a full-time job, but it does take up a lot of my time.
The one thing we did say when we started up this whole Everfree Radio thing was it may be work, but at the end of the day, it's always going to be enjoyable for us. And yeah, I think that's held true throughout the couple of years we've been running now.
Okay, so we have any more questions there? Yeah, we got one more. Okay.
Yeah, you're right. I'm Yup, writer for the Daily Oat. Basically, I just wanted to ask, obviously, the community is quite saturated, really, with a lot of radio stations, networks, and podcasts and the like. So how do you both try to differentiate yourselves, so trying to stay ahead of the curve, really? Is there any specific marketing that you do, how you like to present yourselves as, or anything like that, really?
We've already said this before, but like mainly we try and use newer artists, because that's what I would say that Equestrian Music's standout point is. Like, we try and get the new faces out there, just so we're not like, when people go to a Brony convention, they don't just like expect Tombstone. And there's nothing wrong with like listening to like Glaze and Tombstone and stuff, but the thing is, like, it's becoming a very, very saturated place, but we need to get more of the names out there. So, like, people, you could literally just go on Fruity Loops, open up a new piano roll, and then hit the riff generator, and then put it on SoundCloud, and we'd probably put it up as long as it had some form of pony in the name. And we just use that to get people out there, you know? So we're mainly just for breakthrough artists.
As I said earlier, we're ever expanding. We're always taking on new shows, and we're always welcoming to new ideas for new shows as well. Even if, like, say we have somebody who's working close with us but has never worked with us before, and again, they're always welcome. We're also taking on new tracks we find all over the internet for our radio site and other such things like that.
Yeah, I think a big part of like our radio success is all the like coding that goes behind it. The auto DJ, where it takes into account votes, so it plays like better music in general, and it doesn't play the same tracks too often. It lets people request and all that sort of stuff. I think that's a big contributing factor to like people come to our site to listen to our radio.
Hi, I just wanted to know, like, you hear all these rumors going around on the internet, and that everyone knows that, but what's your opinion on the rumor that the fandom is dying?
It's probably true. No, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, the thing is, we've been going for such a long time. Like, I reckon that we could like bring it back as long as season 4 is decent, but like it's mainly like the trolls and stuff that are going to be bringing it down, and you can't go anywhere without like seeing at least a couple of troll posts, and then you see all the hardcore bronies like reacting to it because they're dumbasses. So as long as we try and keep things fresh and it doesn't get stale and everybody loses the red and black OCs, we should be okay.
Honestly, I don't feel the fandom is dying. It's just, for a few people, this is their first dry season between yeah. And they're not really used to the lack of actual episodes, so they're trying to satisfy themselves with all the fan stuff, and sometimes if like something new doesn't come out, it gets a bit boring for them. But I don't feel like it's dying, as evidenced by the things like BronyCon, Bug, all the successful cons in America, the successful cons in Europe, even the new starting ones. I don't think it's dying at all.
Yeah, people say, oh, the fandom's dying and stuff. I think that's a few people who say that, and I don't think there's any evidence towards it. I think some people are just like negative, and they focus on the negative specifically. If you look at that, BronyCon is over like 8,000 people. It's huge. It beat like a lot of the anime cons, and I don't think it's dying. I think it might be somewhat of a slump until season 4, but I've not seen anything that actually like suggests it would actually be dying.
Mm-hmm. It felt the same way really between season 1 and 2, season 2 and 3. So yeah, it's to be expected.
Does anyone else have any more questions? Anyone? Or should we go back to reverse Q&A? Asking the audience?
Did anyone go to any of the lunar eclipse events last night? Yeah, which stages did you mainly go to? Right, we'll make this easier. If you went to the auditorium, raise your hand.
I guess
Cool. If you went to the Barbarelli room, raise your hand. Cool. If you went to the circle stage, raise your hand. Cool. Because I was having a chat with some of the security guys, and apparently everyone at the circle one was all like sat down, and that seems a bit weird. I mean, because like Pipsqueak was on there, and he was doing his raps and stuff, and you can't sit down for that. It's just not done. I mean, in the B stage, we had like mosh pits.
Wow. I didn't know about that. Wow.
Yeah, we didn't tell security. It's cool.
Whereas in this room it was hilarious when Toon came on, everyone was bouncing up in their seat.
Yeah, he managed to get everyone to jump, like get out of their seats and jump. That was an accomplishment.
Any other questions for the audience? I'm liking this idea.
It does seem to work quite well.
Yeah.
It was Best Pony.
Oh no. Oh no. Why did you do that? Why?
I like that guy's answer. I like that guy.
Guess we all know Twilight's Best Pony.
If you don't say Rainbow Dash, I'm sorry. I'm
Blasphemy.
just sorry.
I have a question. Can any of you do any good pony impressions?
Nope.
No.
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 We've heard Nash saying, "Come on, one of you guys can do something."
It's all up to you. I'm not doing it.
No.
I'm not
Not
a voice
happening.
actor.
Oh, shame.
Can anyone else do a pony impression?
I can do a text-to-speech voice.
I didn't even know where that came from. Christ.
It's like up there, I think. Someone came up. Yeah, I heard a Macintosh somewhere. Anyone else got any impressions they could do? Shout them out loud. Go on. Someone's going to.
Oh God.
I was asking for that, wasn't I?
It begins.
Glad that one didn't catch on that time. For a change. I don't think everyone heard it.
Yeah, that wouldn't have been that fun. Come on.
No. Just no.
I think everyone's still either half awake or at the Smash Bros tournament at the moment. Yeah. But to be honest, I was told that the queue's massive there, isn't it? Yeah, there's just too many people in such a small room. That's just crazy. Well, I was expecting that, to be honest. I was expecting Smash Bros. Last con I went to, just the Smash Bros. Just took over everything, and they were going to do other video games tournaments, but nope, Smash Bros. all day through.
Yeah, Evo this year, like the last game played was Melee, wasn't it? Like it won the charity auction, I think. That was cool.
Imagine there's a lot of people entered that one. Speaking of video games, let's go on a tangent here. What kind of video games do you like, and what ones are your favourites?
At the minute, I've been playing a lot of Minecraft with my friends. Oh, we have a question. Do we not have a question?
Oh.
Someone's signaling you over there.
Oh, this was more of a follow-up question to the fandom dying. Do you think that it's not so much the fandom dying as it is more the fandom having found its place at home on the internet, and it's not something so strange for people anymore? Maybe.
Possibly. And it's getting like more spread out and more like coverage from various types of media, and it's not all of it's as negative as it used to be, but it might be like it's plateauing somewhat. I don't think it's dying, but we'll see. It might be like season 4 and there's like an influx of more people again or something.
And then it'll get too mainstream for my liking. I'm
That's true.
I mean, the fact that we haven't actually had any negative press in a while is quite nice. I haven't
Well,
seen
there has
anything
been some,
that
but-
bad post on the Daily Mail about us in a while, so that's always a winner. Obviously, I can't really think of like much positive. I mean, we had the National Geographic guys here yesterday. That was cool.
I was going to ask about them. Have any of you been like approached by them at all?
Nope.
Well, I have a couple of times. Yeah, they seem to be pretty okay with everything. I think some of their bits they might be a bit tongue in cheek, but nothing like too offensive. We just got to wait. I think it was April. They said it was going to be released or something. Yeah, so we've got a long wait for them. They might be planning on going to other cons maybe or something.
Possibly.
Yeah.
And there's also a documentary coming up with Ashley Ball. It's about bronies, if you know about that one. It's a guy who knows Ashley Ball is working on it. And they've interviewed like Dusty Cat and Jack Spade and a bunch of people. Like they went around the U.S. and talked to a bunch of different people. So it's, that's something that I think is going to be pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it looks good, that one. I saw the trailer for that. So it said, I must admit, I've been in a few like smaller documentaries myself, just from what I do in that. What about you guys? Have you been like at all been approached by documentary crew yet at all?
It wasn't a brony one. I was doing a work experience thing at a town near my place, and in my interview I walked in and there was a camera pointed at my face, and they were doing a Channel 4 documentary about the recession, and that was a bit nerve-wracking, if I'm honest. But I didn't actually sign the consent form, so if I see anything about me on there, I'm going to be suing them for all they've got.
That's a good idea.
I haven't been approached, no, but I did get to spend some time with one of the camera crew of the Bernie doc last year. Yeah, it was a good experience to see him because I was staying with Lasercone 3 last year, and he was filming him, so yeah, it was great to interact with him though.
I'm not like a public enough figure because I do like background coding and that sort of stuff, so I'm not really in the spotlight much, except for Everfree Northwest, which is like dash cam all the time. So no, I've not been approached by that, and I'm not that sort of person. If they talk to anyone, it'd probably be Draft because he's more like the figure, like outward figure, the representative.
Yeah, he's
or like one of the
PR,
hosts.
really.
I'm more like a guy who sits and pushes a button on a computer. Beep boop.
We mentioned the Brony documentary. How many of you guys in the audience have seen that documentary, the one that covered Buck last year? Quite a few of you, yeah. And did you see like all of the coverage from the US BronyCon with Tombstone, and they had someone come into Buck here, and like Crescendo said, they had Lasercone 3 as well featured on there. Yeah, it was nice to see like the coverage from the cons, especially like about the time I watched it and it was released. It was a bit of a stump in the community. I think it was just before season 3 started. I think it was something like that. And watching it myself kind of lifted my spirits about the fandom. I don't know about you guys. Did it happen with you as well? Oh, okay. It got mixed reviews, so I'm not surprised there.
Aren't they making a sequel?
Are they making a sequel?
Apparently.
Oh, well, that's news to me. Oh, that's why it got mixed reviews. I forgot about that part.
I've been to a lot of these conventions. Like I brought all my badges, so like we've been streaming a lot of them. So it's like I was there, so it's different for me. Like watching a documentary about stuff you were like part of, it's not that interesting.
Okay. Well, we've got about another 15 minutes. So, does anyone else have any more questions either side? Anyone? Do you want to shout them out or something? No? Anything at all. Go on.
A sword fight?
I've got one down there. You can come down.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend jumping it.
No, maybe not.
Please don't jump. Please don't jump.
It's okay, man. Don't worry about it.
No, this is happening now.
Oh, it is?
No,
We
you're
could
right.
probably do it between the panels or something.
No, we're gonna need some filler for this panel, I feel. So
Yeah? All right, then. Just in front of you guys?
yeah. Do it like a Monkey Island one where you've got to
Well,
insult
we've
each
got to
other.
wait for him to come down. Let's just have some fun here, yeah? We'll wait for him to come down, and then I'm going to go grab my saber.
Please stand by for filler.
I hear some Duel of Fates going on. I like it. I'm just waiting for my opponent. He's making his way down.
Anyone got any epic battle music?
There's someone whistling Duel of Fates right now. He's up there. I still blame the Smash Bros. I'm going to end up hating that game until the new one comes out.
That's probably not why he's back yet. He's probably gone to go play Smash Bros.
Yeah, he's probably got distracted.
Everyone
there's
went.
some space at Smash Bros. I'll go there instead.
Wait, did you say there's space at Smash Bros?
Damn Smash Bros.
Playing video games at a convention. Silly people. You can be antisocial at home and play video games.
Oh, I suppose it's because they get the opportunity to play with people they don't normally see, so I can see that.
You could play them online, I guess.
Your opponent's here.
Shall we play a game?
Oh, here he comes. He's here. What is it? Oh dear. Oh dear. A Celestia's beard indeed. Okay, this is going added and crossed off the bucket list. I've had a sword fight on stage. So there's a lot from this con I've done that I haven't done before. Dressed in a fursuit, signed a bar of soap, and now I'm having a sword fight. This is brilliant. Okay, how are we doing this?
Let's find out, shall we?
Okay. Your powers are weak, old pony.
Before time was, I was. You have no idea of the ancient magics that I wield up in this blade. The sun is mine to command. Your darkness is but a shadow, waiting to light you from this.
Hey,
Not if I force choke you first.
Hey, can someone grab me a popcorn?
Twilight, for God's sakes, help me. Twilight. Oh, I should never be the princess.
Huzzah! The Sweet Apple Empire survives again. Thank you very much, man. If he's awake. Oh, he's up. Thank you very much.
You don't get a handshake. He's
Oh, he's running away like a sore loser with his tail between his hooves. Don't forget Philomena. Thanks again, mate. Okay, that just about wraps it up. I'm sorry it wasn't that great. I'm still blaming Smash Bros.
Last hit Smash Brothers?
Yes. That will be the next catchphrase from the con. Cash, you Smash Bros.
Yeah, I'll have.
Lovely, I love it.
Yeah, I'll have to go into the Smash Brothers room to do that, though.
Yeah.
I'll just be right back.
Me too. We'll all go up there and we'll just like charge into the room and just shout, Smash Brothers! They'll probably think we're cheering for them. Anyways, thanks once again to Zingabar, Crescendo, and Nash. Everyone give a round of applause, please. And once again, a round of applause for Celestia's beard, wherever they are. I think they might be heading back to get their stuff. Oh, he's right there. Thanks again, mate. That was interesting.
It's hard to have a Q&A panel without Qs.
Fantastic.